Hi everyone. Uh, it's morning in Los Angeles. It's afternoon in New York, and whatever if it's evening whatever you are. Hi, welcome to our workshop discussions on business of being an actor in the 21st century. Before we start, we want to make a little announcement. We want to run a little contest because nowadays actors are going to real auditions not very often. So very often they are offered to introduce themselves online, sending videos, sending links to their websites, and that's exactly what we want to do. We want to offer you the chance to make a little video, not more than 60 seconds, which you can use as your actor business card. When somebody sends you like lines or scene to send it back, you can send it along with this material saying, "Hi, I'd like to introduce myself." What it's in those 60 seconds, we want you to try to. It's like self advertising. We don't need your full biography or your full background, educational. It's supposed to be that like kind of a pitch, so you can mention your educational background, your experience, and some of your unbelievable features. For example, if you're an athlete, you are saying that, "Hi, my name is such and such. All my younger year, I was dedicated to sport. Sport taught me how to be responsible, how to be focused. Now, I understood that my passion is acting, and that's why I'm using my experience and skills from sport to achieve the main goal of my life, to become the best actor possible." And that's kind of this kind of thing. So it's not more than 60 seconds. And we are going to provide links and tools that you can make it on our website. That was the beginning. And now we are going to start our workshop of business of being an actor. Uh, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I was fortunate enough that I graduated as a sound engineer for film and television and started working behind the camera in Russia. After that, I got fascinated with acting, and I graduated from one of the best schools, acting schools in the world. It's Vakhtangov Theater School, and I became an actor in early 90s. When I was on a theater tour in Canada, I was offered a job in Canada and started to work in Canada, and got to teach at the University of Alberta. Then I moved to British Columbia, started to work on documentary projects, and they've been using my skills as a sound engineer and as a director editor. And while in Vancouver at that time, it's early 90s, middle of 90s, it was unbelievable boom of American productions, especially in British Columbia, because of attractive Canadian dollar, tax deductions, and all of that. And I've been offered several parts in very famous at that time show X-Files. And later on, I got a uh, uh, offer to become a sound guy for the same show. So why I'm stressing all of that, because I got chances to see and to understand how set is working, being in front of camera and being behind of camera. And another very unique opportunity which I had, and it was that Canadian Union of British Columbia, they decided to lift up skills of Canadian actors that they can better compete with very famous American actors. And I've been offered series of workshops for working actors at the Union of British Columbia. Why it's very important? Because I've seen actors and I've been working with actors who are currently working in American productions. So while during my workshops we were discussing things which can improve their performances, and we could check what we've done in a couple of weeks on a nationwide TV. So that experience helped me a lot to adjust my acting skills for the theater to what is needed for film and television. And that experience took just 2 weeks. I didn't have to wait till my student graduates, becoming very famous actor, and I can see his or her works at movie theater or television. So we could see whatever we've done and experiment in 3 weeks, and that gave me a lot of interesting things to discover. So, and what I and in where I teach now, it's Stella Adler. I got there. Uh, this is very school which has a lot of students from all over the world, and I've been watching for 12 years. I've been watching, uh, and I've been teaching, communicating with students from more than 22 countries. And what I found out that there is a major difference between European actors and American actors, because American students and young people who want to be an actor, they clearly understand that this is a business. So this is a business with all those attributes of business. And Europeans mostly, they are coming here with different backgrounds. They come here. They think they rely on talent, on their agents, their personal. So they treat this as an art mostly, and afterwards it's a business. And I want to stress that the most common name for film and television in common language is film industry or movie business in Los Angeles, in America. And if you want to talk about artistic aspects of the same business, you should use a little bit different. It's like critics are using the art of cinema. So meaning that when we want to talk about artistic aspects of that business. So and when you are and why in the United States it's mostly business, because as we all of us we know that business that film was they started first films were started in France, and that very interesting, very advanced experiment with moving pictures. A lot of a lot of painters, photographers like Dali, they were experimenting with this very interesting and advanced, like most of it scientific experiment. But later on, a lot of people saw the huge potential in that could be a very profitable business. At the same time, it's end of 19th century, beginning of 20th century. We've got first wave of immigration from Europe to United States, and a lot of uh, great businessmen, they moved to United States and got involved in developing film industry. And when they understood that this is could be very profitable business, they decided to make it serious. We know that the weather is the not greatest, you know, feature of New York. It's a lot of rain, a lot of, winds and all of that. And when you want to open the serious business, you better talk to military. And that's what those people did. They said that they need city with very very little rains, and it has to have international port and some infrastructure, and it has to be cheap because if you want to make business, you need a lot of space to start filming. And military suggested Los Angeles, so those businessmen came here and started that business. And so um, when Europeans are coming here, they are coming from Europe, or foreigners, people with different backgrounds. I could talk about Europe and Canada, United States, the countries where I worked, but there are familiarities with different kinds. So when people are coming here with background, hoping that their talent, their their, their personality, uh, they what happens to them, because they hardly understand how huge businesses that almost 2000 before COVID, almost 2000 feature films were made in Los Angeles every year. So, and this huge business, they cannot afford to stop. So that's why we have two type of people who are coming to Los Angeles. One of them, they have some credits, they have some connections, they have referrals, and they have acting experience in several TV shows or even feature films. Those people are coming. They usually, if they have decent referrals, they already starting going to different places and meeting right people. For those who are coming to Los Angeles without referrals, without solid connections to industry people, they basically have to start from the very beginning. And that's what I want to stress, that people who are coming uh, to Hollywood with this, they have to learn very, very important skill. They have to learn how to take refusal, because it's a number game. Because if you have connections, if you have people who are in business, they would help you to get right additions, to talk right people. If you don't, you have to meet and talk to as many people as possible to get as many additions as possible. So, and if you're taking as many additions as possible, it means that you are going to have a lot of refusals. And that's why a very important thing is to learn how to handle refusal. Do not concentrate on them. Keep going. It's a business. Very often, when I was producing, I had to explain to foreigner actors that you are not getting this part, not because you have lack of talent or because of you're not great for the part. Very often, I have to tell them, look, the investors and producers and writers, they decided that main character supposed to be red-headed and with green eyes and all of that, or it has to be he has or her has to be a little short, much shorter than you are. So those features are coming from business point, not artistic, business point. And that's why when you're getting refusal, or you are not getting booked for the part, you have to understand that it's not just your lack of talent or experience. It's sometimes it's the business aspects might be not working for you. That's like how to start. Like how to main thing, how to prepare yourself. You have to understand that it's gonna be a lot of a long way, and you have to learn how to handle refusal. Uh, what is very important in the same aspect, the same thing is that you might ask me, okay, we are coming from different countries all over the world, and what is the most effective acting technique? And that's another thing. Actors starting to doesn't matter how much education they have, and they start to looking for classes for different techniques, for different acting schools to adjust their skills from it doesn't have to be even from different country, even from states, like, because acting techniques, acting schools uh, in Minnesota, because there is no such a huge film industry in Minnesota. We have less people who are involved, teachers who in the film industry. That's why the the background actors from different states has to be adjusted in Los Angeles, and that's why a lot of people are looking for uh, acting schools, different classes, and they are traveling there, reading a lot of, especially now, when we almost 80% of that thing moved to online, and you can find thousands of different schools, so dozens of different acting coaches, which are saying that they are going to teach you in 2-3 weeks how to handle Hollywood. That's perfectly fine. I'm saying that um, the main difference, as we mentioned, the main difference between theater and film and television is that in theater, the more often used typecasting. This is what Hollywood is famous for, typecasting. As we talked that when people from Europe moved here, the movies were silent, so you couldn't say from what country this actor is. That's why a lot of Europeans with businessmen moved to Los Angeles and became very famous actors of silent movies, directors and composers, because composers were writing background music for silent movies. When sound came to the film and television, we those actors and directors and very famous, they started to teach acting techniques for actors who now they were talking on, and that's why it was huge influence of theater, of acting techniques for the theater. At that time, as we know, the most popular was method acting, Stanislavski. It was Michael Chekhov, who actually came here in the United States in the middle 40s. And it was unbelievably popular acting techniques based on method. It's called method acting. And a lot of acting techniques in North America, which are today, they are coming from one way or another, where they are coming from method acting, Stanislavski method, and we are talking about those great teachers and schools like Stella Adler, Meisner, uh, Lee Strasberg, Uta Hagen. We are talking about Michael Chekhov technique. Those are techniques which are very, very famous and taught the most in in modern acting schools of Los Angeles. But I want to stress that all of those techniques, then because they're coming from theater, they developed to that they you are getting used, and you are getting those skills how to perform using those only if you are taking 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 year classes. That's why and in film, so you rehearse, you try, you work with director, we work with partners. You get to try, you get to make uh, you get to make mistakes, and then director, and you get chance to correct them. Film cannot afford it. That's why when business started to grow, and that's why first what was done in Hollywood, it was that producers invited very famous coaches from all over the world, from Russia, from Latvia, from Europe, from Paris, from Germany, a lot of acting coaches who were teaching actors. I hope that you've heard about contract system. What's golden era of Hollywood, when studios were signing contract with several movie stars, and those stars get to play the majority of lead parts in productions of that studio. That's why, uh, for example, Marilyn Monroe was working with Michael Chekhov. He was coaching her to play different characters. And when a number of movies became even greater, when movie business started to grow even more, studios had to drop the contract system, because it was a studio was making much more than what 2 or 3 or 4 movies a year. They started to make dozens of movies, and that's why they cannot tie themselves to 3, 4 people who are promised to play lead parts. That's why studio dropped that contract system and started to get general auditions. So actually, to invite people for open auditions, so anybody who has certain who can provide certain pictures, certain resumes, certain documentation proving their experience and their looks, can apply for the job and finally get the part. So that's why that possibility, that's a major difference between Europe. In Europe, uh, I'm talking from my own experience. Just to be able to come to Moscow Film Studio and leave my pictures that they have, they might look, see them. I have to graduate at least. I have to finish at least 3 years of acting school. Only after that, I just earned the right to go to movie studio and leave my pictures saying, if you have any additional, just this is me, could you put me in your database? In the United States, it's a completely, the advantage of is that everything is open. We have general editions, and anybody who knows how to do it properly can apply. Of course, leading parts and all of those, because of course the film industry in um, in the United States driven by stars, mostly by actors, and then we have directors. But from my own experience in Europe, it's most about when we're talking about film, art of cinema. We know that term already. We are talking about directors, their vision, their style, genres, and all of that. And here in the United States, the film industry driven mostly by actors, by movie stars. That's why those parts are usually decided by studio producers and investors on the stage when they're just writing the script. But the rest of the parts, very often they are for general editions. So my suggestion: you do not look for short-term acting classes which are designed for you, very expensive. A lot of people are saying this is it. That class or that thing will give you everything. This is wrong. I mean that if you have unlimited supply of financing or and you have unlimited supplies of your time, you can try all of those expensive courses. But the bare minimum, you have to start that Hollywood is famous for type casting, meaning that if producers and directors they decide, okay, our main character is Sharon Stone and she is so, and this is her young lady, she is her neighbor. So they're looking for neighbor between 25 and 30, and that's how they give descriptions. So it means that they already have some vision of character which they are looking for. So, and if you're getting chosen for audition, you have to think, wow, I already made a lot, because there is no limit technically for one part, especially if stars involved. A lot of people applying. We will discuss it because anybody who can apply. So if you got chosen, your picture, your resume got chosen, it means that you at least you made it to maybe 100 people or two or 20 people who are they going to physically see. That's why I want to start thinking positive about auditions. It's not torture. It's not challenge. It's a possibility for you to show your skills and to finally to get a part. Plus, we talked about that a little bit earlier. If you went through audition and you were good, people would remember that, because they need just red-headed guy or girl for this part. If they're professional, they would make a note. It's a great brunette here came. She is great looking. She's very talented. Unfortunately, she's not exactly for this part, but I'll keep her in mind. So you have to change attitude. Every audition, it's a chance for you to get part. Second, if it's typecasting, I'm recommending you to use in method acting, where I'm coming from. It's called acting under circumstances. You under given circumstances, and using magic if. What it means? It means that when you're reading for part of firefighter, soldier, lawyer, vice president, nurse, whatever, you are not. I mean, it's not absolutely. Some people, the way they act, they pretend that they are somebody else, and they cannot perform from out of their own. They have to make this man. Oh, I am pretending that I am somebody else. But majority of people, for me, they are building character. They're working and they're creating their parts, and that's what I'm saying. For majority of roles, you use just you under given circumstances. You start working on your lines or your scene, like, what do I do if? What do I do if I find my dead friend in this burning place? What do I do if I have patient who is dying and doctor is late for the surgery? What do I do? So I strongly recommend, do not create some fiction characters which you, because when you are getting auditions, very often if producer, with one producer, nowadays we have several producers, he said, wow, it's a great audition, but let's try let's try your character to be a little bit funnier. If you spend several hours a day preparing, building this character out of 3 pages which you have, it's very hard on the fly to change all the vision for the character. But if you are acting you under given circumstances, you are just saying, okay, what do I do when I want to look a little bit funnier? And you're using your previous experiences, your emotional memory, to achieve the goal which is given producer. And I want you to, I'm very often I'm asking this question, and I don't really hear the right answer very often. My question is, what is acting by your definition? Try to answer me. And people, I'm giving you, can you use one word, one sentence? I don't want to hear like 30 minutes essay of what acting is, and changing the world, being the best and all of that. If you're given a chance, one sentence, what is one sentence? And I can give you my definition of acting, and I explain you why it's the most effective definition. My definition of the best acting possible is your ability to make others to believe that you are somebody or something else. One more time. It's your ability to make others to believe that you are somebody or something else. Something, if you are playing robot from the star coming to Earth, for example, we don't play always humans. We sometimes will get to play very strange characters, let's put it this way. So why I'm using word ability? Because everybody, especially when we are working with this term, you under given circumstances, I don't even want to know what are you using, what kind of experiences, effective memories, your imagination part you are using to achieve, because you can use all all your life to feed that character which you are performing right now. And another thing, ability could be trained. You see, it's your ability to make others to believe. So if you know the tools, you can train yourself and be able to make people to believe that you are somebody or something else much easier and much more often, to do it successfully when you know right tools. So, and for film and television, under circumstances that in Hollywood, the more often they are using typecasting, it is very important to work first. You under given circumstances using magic if. What do I do? What do I do when I am under those given circumstances? And then you are using those circumstances which are given you in those 3 pages. And I want you to understand, the main thing is, very often when you're getting those 3 pages, very often you starting to create character. But you see, if you have 3, 4 pages, not always, but very often, you might make wrong choices, because it's 4 pages is very often not enough to find a lot about characters. So in this case, I'm just strongly recommend you read your scene and you find verb. What do I want to achieve by saying those words? By doing that. So that's why we call actors actors, because the way actors express themselves, those are not emotions, not voices. Like when I hear that a lot, emotions, voices, our hearts, our souls. No, actors express themselves by actions. So in every little scene, I want you to say, what do I do if I want to achieve? If you are playing part of a doctor, think, what do I do because I don't want this patient to die because he's my brother? Something like that. Find the verb and find for yourself very simple goal to achieve. What do I do to achieve my goal? Make this decision. And if you're using you under given circumstances, it's going to be very uh, strong decision, because it's your life. You are using all your life experience to say, what do I do? I do that. I start doing that because I don't want my brother to die. So first, I want to remember, first, it's you under given circumstances. You are saying, what do I do to achieve my goal? And think verbs. What do I do? Not how I am saying it, or what do I feel? What do I do to achieve? Those are very important tools which give you the chance to make strong decisions for auditioning for film and television when you have a limited supply of information about your character. It's about auditioning. Now now with how do we get auditions? How do we get auditions? Of course, it's networking, and I want you to clearly understand that you can start working on at least looking for work without agent or manager. We are going to talk about that. But what you have to start working and start seeing people in Hollywood, you have to have bare minimum. Bare minimum is, it's at least, I recommend at least 4 pictures, 8 by 10 inches. And inches is very important. So if you're coming from country where standard are different, please adjust them 8 by 10. That's what professionals love. If it's well known that it's 8 by 10 inches, do not try to submit something else. You don't want to get in trouble just from the beginning. So 8 by 10. You have to have resume. You have to have cover letter if you are leaving your materials with people who are. But nowadays, because especially in under COVID situation, we most of the time we meet people online, and that's, I want you to write it down. It has you. It's an industry standard. You have to have website. Website is very simple. One or maximum 2 pages. Maximum 2 pages. This website. And this website has to be very simple. On the left side, you are going to have your picture. It's called, the type of this picture called boy or girl next door. You could be in a t-shirt. It's like Sunday morning you're meeting your nice neighbor. Those pictures called neutral. You need to have like t-shirt, short, no tie, smile, like a neutral picture. Those pictures mostly seen by people who are working with commercial, because they want to see your natural look and after that they could imagine how they are going to change it for very intense 45 seconds performance. And so this is first bigger picture. It's called neutral picture, boy or girl next door. And after that, I want you to have business look. And it's not like you are portraying some businessman. It's the most business look of you, not somebody else. Your business look, suit, like you're working as if you are working as a company director. Uh, Business look, sexy look, or a romantic look. I'm not talking about being vulgar. I'm saying like romantic version of you. If like imagine if you are given part of very beautiful, the most beautiful in town woman or man, and everybody loves you. So try to it's certain outfit, certain certain attitude. So business look, romantic look, let's put it, and bad boy or bad girl. Again, it's not like you're trying to you know cover yourself with tattoos and portray some bad character which you saw in the comics or comic book or in some horror movie. No, it's a bad version of you. In the middle, so on that side, we have like picture, larger picture, which is called like neutral. It's like what you would put on your business card. Three on top, like three smaller picture, and in the middle, you have to have pitching phrase. It's like Nike, just do it, right? Just do it. So the same, it's this phrase supposed to be like combination, like I said at the very beginning, when you that we are going to have this contest of your 60 seconds business card. In the middle of your website, your web page, supposed to be that phrase, which is combination of the most great features, the greatest experiences, some flavor of your education, and a selling phrase, like selling. Used to be an athlete, almost got to Olympics, got fell in love with film, understood that it's not just fame, it is hard work, and great feeling when you create something people like. And all my achievements in the sport and all my passion I want to put to achieve the greatest goal of for me to become a great actor. So that's phrase kind of gives your background that you are dedicated, you have certain discipline, and your main passion is acting. And at the very end of this web page, supposed to be link to your IMDb if you have one credits, or to your YouTube where we have this um, 60 seconds business video, your introduction, or if you have some some show reel or demo reel. At different countries it's called differently, demo reel, show reel. If you have some videos, make this available as a link on that too. And I want you to strictly recommend, do not have your show reels or demo reels more than 2 minutes, 2:45 maximum. If you don't want people to give to not just to stop them, because if you are working and watching thousands of videos, you are not going to watch anything more than 2.5 minutes. So make it 2:45 maximum. And if you have background, like modeling, rock band, you're a musician, you're an athlete, you are a great painter, anything which would tell him additional, which has your additional skills, your additional features, put it on the second page. So first page is strictly one bigger picture, 3 different looks, your selling phrase and links. And here there is a little tiny button. Additional information in what? In modeling and sports. People click and they can see your pictures, additional. First page dedicated only to acting. Think about it. So now it's became a standard. So to come here and start work to Los Angeles from any different state or different country, you have to have those 4, preferably 8 by 10 pictures, resume. You can find resume samples of resume. I always recommend, if you want to find out anything about professional world in film industry, first, for example, a lot of students are asking me, should I join union, Screen Actors Guild, or should I work independently? Do I have to? They ask me those questions, but we clearly know, especially now, especially under COVID conditions, we don't know the future of unions and huge productions. That's why to make a decision, if you want to join the union or you want to work independently, you have to call. We live in America. You can call any organization. If you want to call, you find out what are benefits or minuses were to be a professional actor. Call SAG, because I joined SAG when it was 1990. I joined SAG in last century. When I was joining SAG, I went through all those processes, and I can share it with you. Since that time, to be honestly, I wasn't seriously checking on how to join the SAG because I've already been a member. I've heard some differences. I've heard that there are now you can join SAGs through different programs like working as an extra, getting those vouchers. I've heard about that. I know that it's possible now. But if you wanna know the latest news, how to become professional writer, producer, screen, call guild and ask. I have some skills. I wanna find out what is the latest rules and conditions to get into union. Talk to people. They have consultants. They have specialists who will tell you exactly what you need. Do not be shy. Call unions. If it's about professional questions, they always will help you to, of course, to their ability. So you have 4 pictures, resume. You can call SAG. Excuse me. I'm preparing myself to join SAG. Could you tell me where I can see samples of resumes? Because I need this format, which is the most popular nowadays. They will help you with that too. So pictures, resume, website, and what I recommend when you have your regular, and if you put online already your picture and resumes, you have your website, or if you have some IMDb credit, on your very regular email, you have to register email saying with your stage name, and if you're using your real name, open different account, and at your email we have always the option of signature where you can put your signature, which are automatically put at every your email you are sending. There, I wanted to put like best regards, on sincerely yours, on have fun, whatever you prefer, and put their link, working link to your website, to your IMDb credits. What it means that you are going to self promote yourself, sending every email, every email, even if you're asking your neighbor to buy extra gallon of milk, that would go to with your the automatic signature with sincerely yours, and your IMDb and your website would go to net and would be there, meaning automatically somehow promoting your presence in the net. So we talked about auditioning. So do not look for schools which are going to sell um, um, solve all your problems. Look for auditioning class for film. Those classes are usually, I recommend 4 to 6 weeks auditioning class. This class, and it doesn't have to be the most expensive class. It doesn't have to be the least expensive class. Talk to people, talk to around, and ask and work with your budget. But why it has to be preferably 4 to 6 weeks class? Because I want you to try working with foreigners if you are from with Americans if you are from the foreigner country, or try to work with locals if you are from the United States but not from Los Angeles. You will feel working together with those differences. So 4 to 6 weeks auditioning, camera auditioning class. Work with your budget, but of course do not take the first one who will fit your budget. Ask around, talk to people. Second class is acting on camera. It's between 6 and 8 weeks. The same thing. Doesn't have to be the most expensive, doesn't have to be the least expensive. Talk to people. 4 to 6 weeks. You are going to make sure that you are trying uh, auditioning on camera. Usually, the advertising. Those class, you can get video from every class. I don't see anything. Oh, sorry, it was a technical problem. So, the video class, like auditioning for film and television, and acting on camera, all of those classes, they advertise that they would provide you with samples of your work. Try to ask, is every lesson is recorded? And I would give my preference to where you can get every class to be recorded and given to you, because and try to work when you are choosing the class, um, on camera class. Try to ask teachers or instructors, do we have are we making just one scene? Because I would have preferred to work one scene in drama, one scene is like action genre, or one scene in comedy, because I want to get feeling what directors are seeing me, and I want to adjust my skills to North American, to Hollywood standards. Those are courses for how to get uh, auditioning and on-camera class for 6 weeks, and auditioning class between 4 6 and on camera 6 8 weeks. That would be enough. And another class I would recommend you to take. Those are, it's like Nowadays, all of those social media, like how to make a video using your phone, how to use Facebook or Instagram. So I understand that you might have a great skills, but listen what industry people. Those classes are usually not very expensive, plus some very often they are free. But I want to create plan for yourself how to market yourself, because as we talked, it's a business. It's a business, and I would recommend for you to start. I would recommend several places to start creating. To start, but what? I would recommend you to start creating network using American Film Institute. You can find it online and see there. You can talk to people. You can join their forums and the new filmmakers, Los Angeles. It's a great organization where the new filmmakers, not people who want to make movies, they start me. They have a lot of different screenings, different workshops. One more time, the new filmmakers of Los Angeles. Plus, when you're locally in Los Angeles, the Actors Network, the Actors Network. Start with those three, and plus, if you have any questions, you can ask me, and you can ask us. We will help you with improving your networking and all of that. And that's what I almost wanted to tell you just for the beginning. And I wanted to remind you, we are just the beginning. The material which we are trying to cover, my usual workshop at Stella Agri School. This workshop is 4 hours. That's what we were trying to squeeze a lot of information to get you started, to put you on the right path. But after that, you have to do it. You have to do it on your own, and we are ready to help you. We are ready to give you some advices. I want to remind you about this contest which we started our workshop with. Remember, I want you to use our platform and record that little video, not more than 60 seconds, telling introductory video. If, for example, if we are producers and you want us convinced, you don't know exactly part, but you've heard that we are starting, like, let's say 10 movies, and we are going to hire a lot of actors. You're calling us and saying, "Hi, my name is such and such, and that's why I want to work with you, and that's why I think you would be benefit working with me." So that's like advertisement, self-advertisement, self-selling business card, and you can do it. And whoever wins, we have like 3 winners. Will get prize. Will get uh, private consultation from us. We are going to with three. They can ask our very personal questions, and we will give them very personal, altered for them advices on how to proceed with career. That's almost it. Which we were planning to. I was planning. I was trying to squeeze, and that's wonderful hour. And if you have any questions or suggestions, which is very important, we're trying to build network that it's not only we are telling you what to do. At the same time, for me, especially as an acting coach and teacher, it's very important your opinion, your suggestions, how we can make our classes more informative and more effective. Because nowadays, the whole world is adjusting to new environment. And that's why our feedback, your feedback, is very, let's put it this, extremely important for us. Have fun. We want to see. We are waiting for your business card. Thank you.